It's rather unfortunate when a person is terminated from their job. They're terminated from their job, deplatformed, censored, suppressed, and cast as a pariah. It's even more unfortunate when it's over a joke, a misunderstanding, something they apologized for, or even something they didn't say or do. However, these things will continue to occur until we collectively understand that an authoritarian approach to speech, including shadow banning by any definition, stifles a free, open society, and until those living in glass houses, that is to say, literally everybody, finds new hobbies. So yeah, we have gotten into this culture of cancel culture, taking people out for saying the wrong thing just once, or, you know, having the wrong political affiliation, okay, depending on which part of the country you live in, which part of the world you live in, whatever it might be. There's people being knocked down for having a specific ideology and a specific set of concerns, a specific worldview. They lose their job, they're seen as a pariah, they're deplatformed, they're debanked, they're censored, their voice is suppressed, and sometimes it's over a joke. Like, sometimes you can look at something two ways. You can look at it very literally, and I say literalists are eroding our society very slowly. You can look at it very literally, or you can look at it through a wider lens. You know, if you're into the idea of postmodernism and looking at things from a meta level up, well, you should understand very quickly that things have satirical layers. They have all kinds of different meanings. Like, for the people that look for dog whistles, that's everything. Everything can be your dog whistle. That's why they're so ineffective, okay, as a, you know, an axiom. Because dog whistle, this is why people act. They go through this sort of influencing the masses to do different actions through dog whistles. And I say, look, you're seeing the dog whistle. I'm not seeing it. Now, how many people are like me and how many people are like you? That's a number I'd like to hear. I'd love to hear that number. So please do leave a comment below with how many people hear dog whistles. You know, whichever word I said this video, whichever hand signal I made. Oh, here's the okay hand signal. Because 4chan decided to go ahead and make it into, like, seen as a white power symbol, a white supremacy symbol. They've seen this as white supremacy. I'm just going to say it. White nationalism, which isn't always, you know, there are different levels to nationalism in terms of ethnic background. So I don't want to get into white nationalism. Some people have made interesting arguments lately about all kinds of racial and ethnic nationalism. I think it's an interesting topic that I'd like to go over in a future video, so maybe when we catch up to the future, we can talk about that. But oftentimes when people they lose their job, get deplatformed, it could be over just a misunderstanding. Like, they said the wrong thing, and that's, you know, it's not your right not to be offended, but we all do get offended. We do have pattern recognition that helps us, you know, see what's good, what's bad, what's optimal, what's suboptimal, so on and so forth. So it's not like it's something that you should be ashamed of. Oh, I'm offended. Like, I make fun of it sometimes if you're pointing out things and saying, I'm offended, and then shutting the entire intellectual exercise down. That can be a problem. And it can also shut down non-intellectual exercises like humor, which can be fun in an intellectual lens, but of course, I like to shitpost and not think too hard about what I'm saying. I do say things that are pointed and that are full of, like, you know, they don't divert from my core logic, my core ideologies, but, you know, at the same time, it's like we have to serve your audience. If you're in an echo chamber on the left, then you're going to want to have anti-Trump, orange man bad jokes. And if you're in an echo chamber on the right, you want orange man bad jokes, because they're really funny to look at the tweets of people that have Trump derangement syndrome. But somebody, you know, could be misunderstood, it could be a joke, or it could be something that they even apologized for. They even apologized for this, but it was too late. Oh, well, you wouldn't have had that idea in the first place if you were pure. Okay. This sounds like a modern religion to me. Sounds like social justice or institutions or censorship, moral panic. I just have to be pure. I have to subscribe to these notions. I have to put faith over reason and subscribe to these notions that could bring me and everybody else moral virtue and universal truth. Why should I do that? Why should I be compelled? You know, I've been compelled by Satan before, so I know I've been burned. I've gone through the ringer. Don't wish to be proselytized to if I can avoid it. So it could even be something they didn't say or do. It could just be an optics thing. It could be somebody that's a friend of theirs, guilt by association. It could be somebody they talk to, guilt by conversation. As my friend Tyler says, guilt by conversation. Just talking, the mere act of talking to somebody places you immutably into that group. And then you're seen as part of that side, the wrong side, the bad side. Not the side you want to be on. You want to be on the right side, the right think, correct way to go. You don't want to be in with the deplorables. And when you talk to somebody, sometimes they put you right into that camp. They'll say, you platformed a evil person, like you platformed a bigot, you platformed a white nationalist, you platformed a black nationalist, you platformed Antifa, you platformed the KKK. And I say, I despise the KKK. But I say free speech, if you want it, you want it for even the views that you do despise. And I do believe that their views, while harmful, well, in some ways, perhaps anti-humanist, I do wish for the greater good for them to be allowed to speak. So I say these things will continue to occur until we collectively understand that an authoritarian approach to speech, that is to say, the modern religion of censorship, including shadow banning, so that means, by any definition I say here, with the definition being you're banned, but you don't know you're banned, you got to check your impressions on Twitter and see, well, this is damn awful. That's what you're talking about. You're not talking about knowing. People just don't see your tweets. They don't see your Facebook posts. Now, I don't know if they're doing that now. Twitter, you've been good lately. You've done a couple of good things. You brought Lindsay Shepherd back. Thank you very much, Twitter, for that. Give credit where it's due, folks. Otherwise, you can't have a working meritocracy. You'll only have an idiocracy. Give credits where it's due and criticize where you see fit. But these things will continue to occur until we collectively understand that an authoritarian approach to speech stifles a free and open society. So I say until those living in glass houses find new hobbies. So we've all said things online that we regretted. And I say, use the 10-minute rule. Put a post up, read it a couple times. If you think it's controversial, you have 10 minutes to take it down. But if you decide you want to keep it up, leave it up. Make your brand transparency. Let your mistakes be known and your corrections as well be as promoted as possible.